We started the show talking Cavs. We didn't actually do any preview of the game against the Hawks tonight. Trae Young is listed as questionable, and that's interesting because the Hawks got fined $100,000 a couple of weeks ago. Well, they got fined yesterday, but he sat out against the Celtics in an NBA Cup game, and the NBA did an investigation and said he was healthy enough to play, so they fined him $100,000. They beat the Celtics that night.
Wait a second, Mike.
Did you miss that?
I thought guys sit for maintenance all the time. What's the difference?
You know what? I haven't done the full investigation.
I think the difference is the transparency.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
What do you mean?
They should have just came out and said,
we're
going to sit this player because we're load management.
What did they list him as questionable for?
I'm pulling up the article right now. NBA fined the Hawks $100,000 for violating the league's player participation policy in connection with Trae Young missing the NBA Cup game on November 12th against the Celtics. He was listed with an ankle injury. A independent investigator found he was healthy enough to play.
Now, here's what's stupid about that. You can't tell me what my ankle feels like.
You ran an investigation.
You cannot tell. There's one person who can tell me what my ankle feels like.
How is an independent investigator?
You know what it is? They're trying to send a message that these cup games are big. Stop doing that during cup games. But it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard in my life. You can't tell me what my leg hurts, what my leg feels like. Nobody can.
Was there somebody hiding in the bushes and Trae Young was doing like
we watched him walk to
jacks?
his car and he walked at the same speed that he always does. Now that's absurd. You can't. There's no machine you can hook up to an ankle and say right now it's at 81%.
All they got to do is you go to the real world where regular people have regular jobs, and we done all been in work. I don't know if y'all have, but we know what the point system is. You ever work somewhere with a point system?
No.
What do you mean?
Oh, Lord, I forget. Y'all been in the industry.
Cliff notes, please.
Yeah. Cliff notes for a point system is those with regular jobs.
Okay.
They tell you, hey, if you miss one day, that's a point. You get to 3 points, we'll talk to you later.
So strikes.
Yeah, or you late, that's half a point. They
have quarter points?
No, they didn't know quarter points.
What if you vomit on the job?
If you vomit and go home early,
does that count?
That's a half a point.
Can you get more than 1 point in a day?
Oh, if you get,
could you technically get 3 points in a day and be done?
Well, actually, no, you'll only get 1 point for not showing up.
Can you text your boss saying you're feeling sick and don't want to come in, and then that boss forces you to call him?
And your boss calls you and says, look, we've done an investigation, G. You are fine to come into work.
Actually, yes. Like, there's an employee here.
There are workarounds for sure. My question, though, real quick tonight.
But hold on. But what I'm saying to you is this.
Look where we took this.
We took it all the way left.
You unveiled something here.
But what I want, what all they got to do is say, listen, if you don't play a certain amount of games, and you got a point system, you're not eligible for the All-Star game, you're not eligible for first, second, or third team NBA or defensive teams, and you're not eligible to be on the Olympic team. It's all based on like how many games you miss. And if you miss 5 games and you were hurt, so what?
I don't think there's any way you can legislate this. And I think doing it that way is bad.
Why?
Because then guys may play when they're not physically able for contract
and might end up
reasons.
missing more games. I think what's coming here, I'm just guessing, the Players Union is going to file a grievance because my first question to the league is, so let's see the results of your independent investigation.
Well, the team got fined, not Trae Young, so the Players Union's not going to care.
Well, no, you're right about that. You're right about that. But I'm sorry, that's just not enforceable.
Stupid. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, the question, though, is, and it's related but unrelated to that, the night he missed the game against the Celtics, they were 17-point underdogs. They outright beat the Celtics in Boston. Are the Hawks a more dangerous opponent if Trae Young doesn't play tonight?
Yeah, I saw that was your question. No, that's absurd.
You're not asking that question seriously, are you?
I think they're better without Trae Young. It was in the
notes, and when I saw it, I said,
I think they're better without Trae Young.
So they should cut him.
I would trade if I could. I don't think any team wants him.
God, I don't know.
I think
isn't it just that maybe the Celtics took them lightly because he didn't play?
Mikey, I know you watch a lot more basketball than I do, man, but that guy's, what do you do with that guy? He's so talented.
It's like LaMelo Ball. Incredibly talented.
Not in the team system.
It doesn't lead to winning basketball. Now, he did have the playoff run, and I'm not taking that away.
You are taking it away.
When you ask, are they better without him, you're taking that away.
Well, I'm saying that playoff run, he gets credit. Since then,
that was a few years ago.
They have all these extra wings, and a guy like, what's his name, Jalen Johnson, his 19th pick out of Duke, he gets a chance to kind of be a more facilitator. He had a triple-double. He had 36, 14, and 11 against the Celtics in that game. He touches the ball 7 times when Trae Young's on the court. They have other guys who can do things that don't touch the ball. I just think they're actually legitimately better without Trae Young.
Well, I look at it like this. Well, if you're the coach, right? Make him get a ball up.
Doesn't work that way always in the NBA.
Hey, well,
it doesn't.
Isn't Russell Westbrook that kind of player to some degree, Mike?
He was.
He
yeah.
was. He used to be.
Yeah.
There was a time where he could flash a box score like no one else, and his team kept losing.
You know how we started the show talking about how you could stop the Cavs if you could switch?
Yeah.
Without Trae Young on the court, they can start a lineup, theoretically speaking, tonight of Jalen Johnson, who's 6'10 athletic, or 6'9 athletic, DeAndre Hunter, who's 6'8 and athletic, Dyson Daniels, who leads the NBA in steals, who's 6'7 and athletic, Zachary Reese-Shea, who was their first overall pick in the draft, is 6'8 and athletic, and the center, either Kongwu or Clint Capella.
You think they would? I mean, I like that.
That's what they started against the Celtics without Trae Young.
I kind of like.
They played that supersized, just switch everything
Sure,
defense.
long,
Like, how many players in
cut
the
down the
NBA are not
passing lanes.
athletic?
Well, there's levels to athleticism.
What's their record?
The Hawks this year?
Yeah.
500.
Yeah.
They
I think they're below 500.
but
aren't
not
they?
much. I don't think.
They're 7-11.
Okay.
Always open.
I'm not writing anybody off, G, because we're due a clunker.
Oh, man. Well, I'm just saying, I mean, they can start all them dudes, but they still need somebody to put the ball in the poop.
Also, and we talked about Trae Young. What do you think his shooting percentages are this year? We
Well,
talked
the
about how
fact
good
that you're
how
asking-
good the Cavs were shooting. Right?
Yeah.
Trae Young is taking 17 field goal attempts per game, shooting 38.5%.
Oh my God.
He's taking 9 threes per game, shooting 33%.
Ooh, that's bad.
They're better without Trae Young, I'm telling you.
How many games have they played without him?
Trae Young has played in 17 games, and they've played 18 games. The one game he didn't play, they beat the Celtics.
Yeah, but you know the Celtics had to take them lightly.
But it was a
don't you
cup.
think?
It was a cup game, which
Wasn't that in Boston too?
It was in Boston in a cup game, which is why the Cavs cup game they had to win, or they would have been 0-2
Right,
and eliminated.
right.
Oh,
So yes,
how would they have survived?
I'm just saying, like you get my
You'd
point.
rather win than not, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to break their necks to win
No,
it,
but-
but you'd rather win than not.
That's true. The
But
Cavs
like-
did run it up against.
It's the NBA, man.
Yeah,
who was
no,
it
but
they
that's
ran it up
interesting.
against, Mike?
the
The
NBA.
cup game.
The Bulls.
The Bulls. Right.
They haven't ruled him out yet,
Is
right?
Trae Young? What's his latest status on him?
He's listed as questionable.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
With an ankle?
Spread's 9.
With an ankle?
Yeah, well, we've got some of our top investigators looking
got a
into
knee.
that.
He's got a knee.
He's got a knee.
He's got an elbow.
Yeah, I
By
had
the
an
way,
elbow
in the
too.
game he didn't play. This was their scoring recap, and they did start 6 guys.
We get the point. I don't
No,
know.
they started 5 guys who
Yeah.
are 6'8" or taller. They had 5 guys in double digits. Okongwu had 15. Larry Nance Jr. had 19. Dyson Daniels had 28. Jalen Johnson had 22. And Clint Capella had 18.
The Cavs, by the way,
Dangerous.
14-4 against the spread this year.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
The
crushing.
spread
They're crushing teams.
14. Like, how much? Making some cash
Yeah, if
on
you
the
bet on the
Cavaliers.
Cavs every game.
Man.
What's the spread? 10.5?
9 or 10 right now.
Let me look at the latest, most to date.
I saw it between both those numbers.
Dustin, you're big on this, man.
I just looked it up.
What do you
actually.
what do you normally drop?
I see
on-
9.5,
on games?
by
We're
the
not
way.
talking about that right now.